Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I was requested to do this for the 10 teams that do not or did not, make the play-in or playoffs. These are the 10 teams that were vying to get Victor Wembanyama, and only one was able to succeed due to beautiful plot. As a Houston Rockets fan, that is quite depressing that San Antonio gets another all-time great legend and we don't, but I knew that coin flip was going to haunt me, definitely, and it definitely did. So we're going to look at these 10 teams. We're going to put it in these rankings. One has a bright future, one has a pretty good future, it's not quite there, and it's very bleak. So let us begin. Looking at the Houston Rockets, I am tempted to say bleak because of just like mental depression, but I'm being objective here in this video. I'm gonna say not quite there. The reason why I'm saying not quite there is I like Ime Udoka as the head coach is a really good option, obviously, but I gotta see some more out of Jabari Smith, Jalen Green. Şengün's pretty cool, but definitely I don't see any of those players being the impact player to win a championship. Definitely need to add some more pieces. We have a lot of cap space and we have 2 picks, sure, but we definitely need to do something big this offseason because we don't have a pick next year due to that terrible Russell Westbrook trade. Still haunting me to this day. So I'm going to say not quite there. Unless Jalen Green takes some amazing step forward, I don't see that. Let's head on to San Antonio. You San Antonio Spurs fans, y'all should jump around. Just be so excited because I tell you why it's plot. Because the guy who's representing the Spurs, he's already smiling. Before everyone else looks nervous and serious, but he's the one smiling. And every team here, none of them have had, or maybe someone's had, but not a lot of them have had like superstar players. Not a lot of them had plot within the last couple of years. But the team that has the most plot besides maybe 3 or 4 franchises get it. You have a bright future due to having Victor Wembanyama. You have also a pretty good roster around Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, you need a little more than just Victor to compete due to like Jokic existing. But getting Victor Wembanyama definitely is beautiful. Y'all just have to tank for 1 year and y'all get an all-time great. That sounds familiar, don't it? Shout out Tim Duncan. Dallas Mavericks, you're pretty. I'm gonna say pretty good. I'm gonna only say pretty good due to the fact Luka is amazing. You just have nothing around Luka. If you can build a great roster around Luka, he has to have the ball in his hands all the time. So you can't surrounding him with people who take the ball away from him is not the smartest thing. Definitely getting like wing defenders, 3-point shooters, it'll be very helpful. But regardless, getting Luka Doncic and having Luka Doncic for the next 10 years, if you treat him well, is a wonderful thing to have. So definitely that's something to be excited about regardless. So if you look at Texas, it looks like we not running ish. Continue. I'm looking at the Washington Wizards. Y'all are at bleak. There's nothing there but the president. Washington Wizards have nothing. I mean, like, they have Bradley Beal, who's like in his 30s, Porzingis, who is in his late 20s, and then who they draft last year, Johnny Davis. We didn't hear about him. There's nothing in Washington really. That team is bleak. There's no future there. They have to have a full-scale rebuild because that team makes no sense. Literally, it is nothing there. It's terrible. So, hey, Wizards fans, tough. Orlando Magic, I'm going to put you at bright future as well. I like your pieces. I like Franz Wagner. Paolo Banchero can't shoot threes, but he's a really good player. I definitely wanted to draft him last year. Unfortunately, we were able to get Jabari Smith, and that hasn't panned out immediately. We'll see how that pans out in the future. But they have a lot of really good young pieces. I think having those good young pieces, you can definitely build upon something with that. So obviously you're not going to see big returns at the moment, but it may take a couple years. But I think your future is extremely bright. Looking at the Indiana Pacers have a pretty good, I think Tyrese Halliburton is a really good basketball player. I think he was second in the league in assists. Besides Tyrese, there's not a lot of like impact players, but honestly, if you're able to get a high-end star potential or superstar potential player on your team, then I think, and he's, showing that, everything else kind of fills in for itself. And now we have our guy. Now let's build around him, right? You look at the teams that are bleak, you have Bradley Beal, but he's like 30 something. Like he's, Jalen, Rockets got Jalen Green. Do we build around Jalen Green, But, Tyrese Halliburton is definitely someone you want to build around. So I'm putting Tyrese Halliburton, and the Indiana Pacers are pretty good. Getting a Victor Wembanyama would have been great for y'all, too. I think I would have really pushed. I mean, a lot of these teams definitely needed a Victor Wembanyama, but, plot doesn't fall our way. The Detroit Pistons dropped to number 5. That's pretty tough. They got Cade Cunningham. the thing is, I'm gonna put you at pretty good. Kate Cunningham, hopefully he's not an injury prone player. I'm all, but they got Jaden Ivey and Kate Cunningham. Those are really good players. I think Jalen Duran, I think his name, the center, is also really good. So I'm putting you also at pretty good. So it's not much. It's unfortunate you dropped to number 5. You had the worst record. You won 17 games to get the 5th pick. That's literally the worst thing. That's literally the worst case scenario for your season, and it happened. So that's unfortunate. But I think you're still in a pretty good trajectory for sure. The Portland Trailblazers, they have to me, honest, I think their future's pretty, well, not bleak. Let me not do it. It's not quite there. I'm not saying bleak. They got Shaedon Sharpe. They got Anthony Simmons. But they also have Damian Lillard. So they need to, do something with that. So, obviously, they have the 3rd pick. They may get, maybe, I don't know if it makes sense to draft a point guard and Scoot Henderson. I don't know if it makes sense to, it's like, what do you do with Damian Lillard? Do you trade him and just build with Scoot? Or do you keep him and then trade the pick to try to get some more, picks? I hope somehow the Rockets can trade with the Trailblazers and get the 3rd pick, and I will give you a lot. Besides maybe Jalen, Şengün, and Smith, honestly, you might be able to take everything else from me, be honest with you. But that's kind of like, do you take Scoot? Do you not take Scoot? It's definitely something that you have to consider. So it's not quite there. You have to make a decision on Damian Lillard. When you make your decision, then you can probably go accordingly on where you want to go with that. The Charlotte Hornets, I'm also going to say not quite there. I believe Charlotte is also, they have LaMelo Ball, but besides LaMelo Ball, what else do you have really, with the 2nd pick, maybe you get the Brandon Miller, who, projects to be a good player. We'll see. But at the same time, is the LaMelo and Brandon Miller enough to win you an NBA championship? I don't know. So it's not as, LaMelo to me kind of doesn't give me as much confidence as guys like Tyrese Halliburton, obviously. So, and that's really your only piece. So I don't know. I'm going to say not quite there. You may disagree with me in the comments, but I say not quite there. And last but not least, the team that has the name that doesn't make any sense, the Utah Jazz. I'm also going to put you, I'm going to put you not quite there. Well, I think, I'm going to say you have a pretty good. I'm only say I feel like, okay, you traded Donovan Mitchell, so you got assets back. And obviously, Larry Markkanen's pretty good. They have, I may say Colin Sexton. They have a team that's, good, as in they're well put together. They played really well. They played really hard. Obviously, they're not going to win a championship, but they got a ton of draft picks from Minnesota, and they got a ton of draft picks from Cleveland. So they can definitely, find a way to build all those draft picks and get a really good player from that. So definitely, I'm going to just put you at the pretty good spot. Y'all were like a really good team and then just kind of fell out at the end there. But I'm also going to put you at pretty good. But these are where I put everyone at. Spurs, y'all are so lucky. I bet that was rigged. I'm going to say that's rigged. There's no way. He wearing a Spurs jersey as a kid. Nah, man, y'all rigged that, bro. I'm sorry. But, hey, congratulate. Hey, you got plot. Hey, so be excited. You got your plot. You got Victor Wembanyama. Let's see if he has a long, healthy career. Hoping he has a long, healthy career. Rockets, find a way to trade up. Get Scoot Henderson. If not, I'm going to have to get Amen, whatever man he is, Thompson. And I'm not disrespecting him, but I rather have Scoot Henderson. I ain't going to lie to you. But regardless, make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more content such as this. And I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm out of here. Peace.